Hi, everybody. My name's Pam, and I will be teaching the ESL2 class this summer for the next 5 weeks, and I'm so excited to be back. So many of you may already know me because you were in the Front Runners program with me. Some of us already know each other. If I have some new students in the group, welcome. I'm glad you're here. This is an ESL2 class, and because of that, you already sound and know your basics. So I'm very proud of you for how much effort you've put into your English skills. We are going to speak in English during this class and practice. We're going to work on vocabulary, we're going to work on grammar, and we're going to do some reading, just like we've done in prior classes. So I'm glad you're here. It will be for 5 weeks, like I said, so come back every week and see our new lesson. But I need you to know that this lesson is recorded. So every time I am going to leave you opportunity to answer when I ask questions, but I can't always hear your response. So keep that in mind. Still participate because that's how you learn. But when you have questions, I'm going to give you my email at the end of this video, so you can always send me an email asking questions about any lesson that we've covered. But we'll get to that in a bit. But we're going to start like we always do with our lessons with a little bit of grammar help and review. So I'm going to start from the beginning and introduce you to the theme for this week. Our theme is ¿Quién eres tú? Who are you? And ¿Cuál es tu profesión? What is your profession? So that is the basic theme for ESL 1 and 2 classes. In your class, because you are a little bit more advanced, we're going to do some harder work with it. But I know you're ready because you have done such a good job in the past. So let's begin. Let's get started. Let's do a quick review of present tense and past tense for the verb to be. Now, I know you probably know this, but let's just review anyway to get our skills warmed up and get ready to go. Remember that our subjects for all our topics are either going to be singular or they're going to be plural. And depending on our subject depends on the verb that we use with it. So as we review with the verb to be, let's look at the present singular for that. My cursor on my computer is going to help you follow along so you can know where I am on the page. So if I was talking about just myself, it would be I am. If I was going to talk about the past of myself, it would be I was. Let's look at the next one. You are is the present singular, but you were in the past, right? You remember that? I'm sure you do. He is the present, but he was is the past. And the same goes for the pronoun she. She is and she was. If I move on to the plural subjects or pronouns, subject pronouns, it would be we are in the present or we were. What about they are in the present and they were in the past? And finally, you all are and you all were. Okay, you already know this, but it was good for us to review. Now, let's apply and remember what we've learned and do a fun little lesson where I'll call out one and you answer for me. So, if I said, I am happy, what would you say would be the past form of that? You're correct. I was happy. Let's try another one. You are excited. Now, how do I say that in the past? Correct. You were excited. He is tired. Now, how would I say that in the past form? Yes, he was tired. She is kind. Okay, she was kind. And another one, we are friends. Let's move that to the past now. How do we say that? We were friends. And finally, they are loud. Yes, they were loud. That was the past. So that's a good refresher on practicing with the verb to be. Let's look at the present tense and the past tense for has and have. That's another one we've already reviewed. You're really good at this too, but again, let's remind ourselves. If I was talking about the singular form of has and have, this is what it would look like. I have, and the present, I'm sorry, let's keep going down the list. I have is a singular form. You have, but he has and she has. The plural would be we have and they have and you all have. Now, if you look at all this present form of the verb has and have, look at what's changing. Just the he and she forms. Remember that? We've talked about that. Everything else is staying the same with have. Just he and she uses the form of has. But now let's move over to the past form of this word. Now look at all those. They're all the same. So that's good to know. If I need to talk about the past singular form of that, it would be I had, you had, he had, she had, we had, they had, and you all had. All right, let's do a quick little review. Let's see what's next. Let's practice. I'm going to give you two forms. You tell me which form is correct. Is it I has 3 dogs or I have 3 dogs? Correct. I have 3 dogs. How about he is a carpenter or he are a carpenter? Good. He is a carpenter. They is my family or they are my family? Correct. They are my family. I have a job in the city or I has a job in the city? Good. I have a job in the city. All right, here's a tricky one. Julio and Adriana has 3 children or Julio and Adriana have 3 children? Correct. Julio and Adriana have 3 children. All right, tell me why we're using have and not has. Now, this one that I just gave you is a little trickier. And if you recall from class, the reason why we're using have is because Julio and Adriana, if you put them together, that's like they, which is over here the same as what we use. They are, they have, same thing. We're going to use a different form for they. So if I got rid of Julio out of the sentence and I said Adriana has 3 children because she's singular, so we'd use the has form. But because Julio and Adriana together make more than one person, we're going to say Julio and Adriana have 3 children. Good job. The last one, I has English class yesterday or I had English class yesterday. Very good. I had English class yesterday. If you're taking this class today, you can say that sentence tomorrow because it'll be in the past. All right, that was great. I am so glad that you have done a quick review of what you already know. We're going to move on into your reading. And today's lesson is probably not going to last as long as our normal class activities were. I'm not predicting this to last more than a few minutes. But again, it's to give you a refresher. It's to remind you what we do, practice our reading, and some words. So speaking of words, here is all the list of verbs that you will find in today's reading. Now, I have to say, you guys know these, a lot of them, but I wanted to put them on the list for you. And then I think you might remember that I made Quizlets for us to practice. Some of you would get on your phones and use the Quizlet lessons to practice on. I've made more of these for you. So here and here are 2 great links. I'm going to go ahead and click on this one to show you what the Quizlet lesson looks like. So I've made two for today's reading lesson. The reading that we're doing is a scientist reading. Remember, it talks about what profession are you? The profession we're going to learn about today is about a tornado scientist. So in our reading are all these words. So what I did for you is put them on this list, and you can practice them. There they all are, and they have pictures. They're really great to practice when you have some chance. And what I want you to do is go up to this flashcard and click on it, and it will give you the word in Spanish and then in English. And you can use the little arrows to go back and forth between Spanish and English. It does have a voice over, so you can hear the computer voice calling out the word to you if you have trouble pronouncing it. And yeah, the other one that I want to show you is this one. So here's another lesson that I did, and they're all on my ESL page. You log into my page and they're all right there for you. Now look at this one. This is practicing your present form of the verb and the past form of the verb, which is another thing we did in class before. So if I went to the word form, what would be the past of the word form? Let's take a look here. Let's go ahead and hit flashcards. You know what else you can do? You can hit on these learn and spell and all those, or a matching game. These are games down below. Don't be shy and or too worried about clicking on any of these. These help you learn. These are all ways to learn. But I am going to use the flashcard form right now to show you. So that's the past and that's the present. Saw, oh no, oh, look at this one. It has an asterisk, this little mark right here. That's telling you that that's an irregular verb. So if the verb is see, what's the past? Saw, that's the past of that. Connected is the past, connect is the present. Moved is the past, move is the present. Here's another one that's irregular with that little asterisk there. Through or throw. Throw, like let me throw it to you. That's going on right now in the present. But I threw it yesterday, or I threw it away yesterday. That's the past. So these are great resources for you to use when you're not learning on the video lesson with me. Take time on your computer or on your phone to practice these and go over them, help build your vocabulary, and just have some fun. If they are fun little activities that you can do. All right, we're gonna go ahead and move on into our reading. Now, we always read in class because it helps us practice our language skills. Today's reading is about tornado scientists. Let me move this up here. So today's reading is one page. It's not very long. I know you've done longer pages with me, but we'll start out slowly. Notice all the words that were on that Quizlet activity or on my page, on that other page I showed you, are the verbs. They're all in green. Those are all the ones that I have marked. Okay, so I said was it one page or two? I can't remember. Maybe it's, no, it is one page. Okay, good. So let's go ahead and start from the beginning. What we normally do is I read it and you can try to follow along. If you feel that it would be better if I read a sentence and then you read a sentence, we could try that too the next time around. But for right now, let's read together and practice. And then if you feel like you want us to change that for next week, just send me an email and let me know that that's what you prefer. All right, here we go. We're going to talk about tornadoes, which, you know, it's summertime. The rainy season sometimes comes through. We have storms, and we want to learn about the scientists who study tornadoes and how they learn about them. Okay, here we go. I'm going to use my arrow here to help me read along with, and you can read along with me. Here we go. Tornadoes form when strong winds spin. Wind is invisible but we can see tornadoes because the spinning wind picks up water, dust, and debris. The spinning wind forms a funnel that connects thunderstorms, clouds with the ground. Very good. Let's move on to the next paragraph. When a tornado is close, watch out. They can spin over 200 miles per hour and cause a lot of damage. As they move across the land, they can easily pick up cars, trucks, and even houses, and then throw them very far. It is important to find a safe place to take shelter if a tornado gets too close. A safe place could be a basement or the lowest floor, depending on where you are. If you are in a home without a basement, try to find a first floor closet or bathroom without windows in the middle of your house. You should curl up into a ball and cover your head and neck with your hands. Stay in a safe place until the tornado passes. Let's see here. But there are some people who actually want to get close to tornadoes. They are scientists who want to learn more about tornadoes. One of the best ways to do this is to get as close as possible to these twisters. They use special equipment and instruments to measure what is happening in and around a tornado. I think I told you this is one page, but I think it's two. So I guess I didn't tell you the truth. Let's move on. One special instrument these scientists use is called a tornado probe. Let's say that again, probe. It is about 6 inches tall and looks like a short orange construction cone. Inside the tornado probe, there are sensors to measure wind speed, temperature, pressure, and direction. Some probes even have cameras, so the scientists can see and understand what it's like to be in a tornado. To be able to get these measurements, the scientists have to get a tornado probe near or into a tornado. Scientists will try to guess where a tornado will go next. Then they drive to that location and put down the probe. If they do not guess correctly, they pick up their probe and try another spot. If they are right, the tornado will go near or even right over the probe. Then they take all of the measurements from the probe and use them to predict where future tornadoes may form and travel. Tornadoes are extremely dangerous, and the scientists who study them up close are bold and brave. Their work is very important and has saved lives by giving people some warning to get out of the way of a destructive tornado. Very good. I don't know if I read too fast for you. Maybe I did. I probably need to practice that again. We go a little slower, but I know you can do this. So what I can do is also maybe have this PDF available to you. If you want it, I can send it to you to practice. But bottom line is, we just learned a lot about tornadoes and the scientists who study them. That's kind of a scary job, I would think. I don't think I want that job. So anyway, all right. So that was good practice. We did some verbs today. We did the review of has and have and the to be. We also did some reading. It wasn't the longest lesson today, but we'll build and we'll get a little bit longer with them. But bottom line, you came today. Oops, sorry. I'm giving you the wrong one that I needed. You came today to class, and I'm very proud of you. You finished lesson 1. I want you to come back next week. We'll add some more information to it. We'll have a new theme. And more importantly, just practice. Practice at home. Be sure to speak as much as you can with your children, with your spouse or friends, whoever it is. But practice your English because it's important. I'm going to be here next week. I want to see you back. If you need to reach me and you have questions about the lessons or you want to connect and do the Quizlets and all that, I can send them to you in an email. But here's my email address. It's pconway1210@gmail.com. You're welcome to email me. I sure do miss all of you. I'm glad we're back together. Come back next week, like I said, and we'll try something new. Take care, everybody. Nice seeing you.